We are going to go over Singleback Wing Stack. First off, fast running back. You want your fastest tight end at this inside position. He's going to run drag routes and corner routes. For receivers, we want this outside guy to be your fastest guy. We got Gabriel, he's 95, so that works. And then that works for the slot. My audibles, square, I like to have double corner down at the bottom. Triangle, I like to be tight end spot, top. L1, I prefer curl post drag, and then R1, I like stretch. I like to come out in halfback dive. So we're going to start there. We're going to start with a run game. So I basically just run dive. I don't run belly as much as I should. Sometimes like that wham block just doesn't work. And then I run zone weak, especially in the red zone. I switch my audible from double corner to halfback zone weak, the square audible. I do that inside like the 30 or the 25. So let's come out and dive, and we'll start the hat count. I guess we'll have them come out in random 4-3. What are you gonna see? Yeah, well, it'll be easiest to do. We'll just do random 4-3. Alright. So, first thing I'm always gonna look for is I want to be able to run stretch. Dive is nice to be able to run, but the first best run in this formation is stretch. So in this case, stretch looks real good because first thing we're going to look for is the overhang cornerback, and we don't have one of those, and we're in too high, and so right off the bat we're just going to be able to run stretch. After we look for that overhang corner, pretend we have one there. We're going to count the, well actually we don't have to pretend. We'll just count the hats that are from center to heads up on the center, not in the one tech, that doesn't count. Head up on the center, all the way right to the tight end. So we know we have 5 blockers from center, guard, tackle, 2 tight ends. So that's 5 blockers plus a running back, so we got 6 guys. We're looking for 5 guys or less to be able to run stretch on the right side. So even that middle linebacker is offset. He's over the A gap over there. So honestly, there's only 3 guys to the right. You can count the middle linebacker as 4. But we got the advantage right now, so we're just going to run stretch, and it's probably going to work. That safety is going to come down and usually make a play. And we just got to make a move and bang. Alright, let's see what look we get right here. Alright, this is a better example. So we have that overhang corner. We'll probably be able to run stretch because we've got 2 down linemen to the right. We got a linebacker, so that's 3. And then we've got the corner, who's 4. So immediately in the 5-yard box right there, we've got four defenders, and we're going to be able to run stretch. What I also look for is if I'm going to be able to run dive. And a lot of times, as long as I don't have a wide 9 on that over the left tackle. Now, when I refer to the defenders, if I say left outside linebacker, it's going to be left side of the screen, not his actual position. So I'm going to look at the left end and also the left outside linebacker. If the left outside linebacker was inside of that wide receiver, I would count him as a run defender, but he's out there, so we're not going to worry about him. So we have 3 right here. We got the one tech, and then we got the D end, and then we got the middle linebacker. So we got 3 blockers, and then we got Cohen. What I like to do on this dive is I like to kind of cut back. Watch. So I like to do that. Let me show you why. Just the way they block it, if you run this enough, you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to be able to see exactly what hole's open. Usually, I'm not comfortable running to one of those wider holes on the right, just because that's the way the linebackers are flowing usually, and I just don't usually have any free blockers. As you can see on the left side of the screen, I got 18. I think it's Gabriel. He's coming. He's going to be able to block either one of the one of the middle linebackers, outside linebackers, or in this case, I think he grabs the safety. Um, but like I could run up the middle, but that guy sheds his block, so I'm getting 1 yard maybe. So I mean I could cut it to the right over here, but there's way more guys over there that are I feel like might be able to shed blocks, like that DN to the right or the outside linebacker way over there. I don't know. I just don't trust it. So I like this little cutback to the left, and I'm usually reading um, the first defender that shows. So in this case, that wide left guy, the left outside linebacker, he's the first one to shed a block. So I decide I'm taking it up the middle. If 50, you see his number, if he's the one that sheds his block and say he goes to the A gap, I'm going to be able to cut outside 72 to the left and hopefully follow Gabriel up that seam, because usually both guys won't shed blocks at the same time, but either way, this was a nice gain. Let's see what we got next. Alright, so they got cover 0 blitz. You can tell because there's no safety. That means there's at least 2 of those middle linebackers, or 2 of those linebackers are coming. They're standing up, and then maybe a safety. But mostly it's going to be like 2 of those linebackers. So in this case, we're going to be able to run stretch. Even though it says red, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in this case, 2 of those guys are DBs. I like my tight ends against the DBs. I like my running back against the DBs. And I don't think Deion Jones is going to make the play unless it's like a user linebacker. But in this case, against like cover 0, I don't know. I don't know who they're going to be using. But the stretch is usually going to, if they don't shed their blocks, you know. Alright, let's count the defenders in the box. So there's only 1 high right now, so that means you're probably going to have at least 7 in the box. And in this case, you have 7 in the box. So you can run a dive, and it'll be going to the right. It'll probably get 3 yards. You can run stretch if you want. What I also like to do is motion this guy over here. If I get a weird look like this, I like to do this, and then I run the dive. One of those guys is going to follow him out there, and you can get some extra yards with this dive. Look at that, I got like 20 yards. Again, we're going to count the guys in the box. There's 1 high, so that means there's at least 7 guys usually in the box. In this case, we only got 6. Then from there, we want to be like, alright, we got 4 guys to the right, let's try and run stretch. So gonna run stretch, blah blah. And you'll notice I like to stay on the stretch. I'll show you. I like to stay close to the offensive line. Sometimes it burns me, but you get really, really good angles. And watch, I'll show you. So I like to, I don't hit speed burst. Don't hit speed burst. You want to attack right away. Because that way you can get one of those linebackers to like suck in, and in that case he engages with 78. You can look for that seam right where and follow 70, but as you can see, like this guy's starting to shed number 80, whoever that is, Burton. So right off the bat, at that point there's nobody else that's really gonna shadow block from my speed burst that's like in danger, so I'm hitting my speed burst. I'm getting to the outside right here, and boom. Alright, we've already seen cover 0. We assume run the stretch. I'm going to show you a pass play that I like against cover 0. This is our triangle audible. It is tight end spot. I like to run this a couple different ways. If I know it's man, if I absolutely know it's man, I'm going to hot route Miller on a drag, and Robinson, no matter what, is going to be on a drag. So it's going to look like this if you see man. If you know it's cover 0, what you want to do is read between triangle and X. Well, actually, not. I'm sorry. You want to read X first. If he's getting covered by a safety, you might be able to get it. But the safety's got really good position, so if either the safety or the corner end up covering him, it's kind of tough to throw that corner out. If one of them come, or they both come up, you can hit Burton on like a loft on the corner route. But who's usually going to be free is R1. Robinson kind of picks the middle linebacker, and Miller goes underneath him. So let's see. I'm going to watch that corner, or that safety. And so he goes with X, and I just kind of locked it under there. Get a couple yards. Let me show you real quick. So I'm watching right underneath the 20-yard line, or the 20 marker. I'm watching the second guy in. He drops. So at that point, I'm probably not going to throw the corner out. And who also drops is the corner. So one of those guys is covering number 80, because they end up switching. You can see the linebacker point. So at this point, I could throw to Cohen, but I don't want one of those DBs to jump it. And one of those goes down. Wow, the linebacker actually ended up going with the tight end, but he's over him. He's got really good position. And both of those drag routes have 4 yards on their guy. So either one's a good throw. If you got like a 2 seconds longer, and someone uses those, you got Gabriel on that in route over the middle. He's about to break wide open. But that's a pretty good play. Let's go to... here's a look, actually. If you're inside the red zone and you have zone weak, this is a good play because you're running zone to the left, so they only got 3 defenders to the left in the box, and it should be good as long as your guys can hold the blocks. You could run this, but I don't like with that guy outside the tackle. Sometimes he shoots in. It's weird just because it's supposed to be a dive to the right, so they kind of neglect that sometimes. Let's do a pass in this case. We'll do tight end spot again in the as if we're playing against a zone. So I streak Miller. So we got the sail concept to the right, which is going to be our first read, and Robinson over the middle is going to be a hot. So we're always looking for triangle. We're always looking for Cohen in the flat every single time. If the flat were first, let's make a coverage read. Say this is probably going to be cover 3. So that corner over to the right is probably your deep defender. We're also going to look at the next guy is probably your flat defender, 29. So you're going to read one of those guys. If they randomly drop into a cover 2, then Trufant is going to be the flat defender, but it's probably going to be that second guy in. And we're going to read him. If he stays or drops deep, we're going to throw to Cohen. If he comes up inside, deeper than the 25, between the 25 and the 30, if he comes between those, we're going to wait and probably throw the corner out, or we're going to hit the drag over the middle. Let's see what he does. Alright, he kind of sits, and everybody got picked. So that was a good thing. And in that, I'll show you real quick. I do that every time. So we're going to read over there, and they kind of just sit, and he drops real deep. The linebacker goes with him, but he gets picked. He kind of shoves his guy. So we could have gone either flat or drag. In this case, the drag has 2 guys right in front of him, so unless he makes a cut and heads up field, Um, there's not a big ceiling for that. Cohen, on the other hand, is wide open, and it's a running back against probably a corner. So you throw that, and then you head upfield, and hopefully you break a tackle or something, and everyone else blocks. Let's run it again. So now you can see who your flat defender is. It's going to be between two guys. You got a cover 2 shell, so it's either going to be Trufant or it's going to be that guy that's up in a 2-point stance on the end of the line, 54. 54 is probably going to be your first read. If he blitzes, there's no immediate threat to the flat. In that case, the corner is probably going to bail because there's 2 verticals right away. But he's going to be your main read if 54 blitzes. Deion Jones, I mean, if they're playing a cover 3, he's probably not going to be playing flats in that case. He's probably going to be a hook anyways. And maybe the safety's playing high flats or something, but probably not. Most people don't flip their coverages or anything, so let's make the read again. We got the drag and the go to Miller, and let's watch. Alright, he blitzes, and bang, that's exactly what you want. So they end up being in cover 2, and they sent that end defender, just like we wanted to see. And in that case, the corner bails to 10 yards. So right at that moment, we absolutely know we're throwing to the running back, because we don't want the cornerback sitting on that corner route. It's not worth it. One thing you could do, because that middle linebacker bailed with both of the verticals, is you can throw this drag route over the middle. And if you know there's only one defender over there, sometimes that running back can act as a blocker. You can get that both ways. Sometimes if the drag gets over there real fast, you can kind of stop with Cohen and let the corner engage. But I like this like one-on-one matchup. Usually you're gonna win this if you can like pull a move right away. And I ended up catching it and breaking a tackle. You get 15 yards, which, I mean, that's what you want out of a 3-yard pass. This is a good front to run dive against. You only got the 3 defenders on the left, and the left outside linebacker's way out there, so let's watch the hole develop on the left. That's just my bad for running into the guy, but you can see there were a couple different... that's my bad. There were a couple different holes available to run through. I like that back cut because usually there's going to be like a user linebacker, and they're going to see the flow of the line. And I mean, I could have ran right up the middle, but there's no like lead blocker for me, if you get what I'm saying, because like the ceiling of running up the middle is you're going to get met by those safeties at like the 25 or the 20. If I cut to the left, as you see, and I don't get grabbed right there, which is weird. I got Gabriel blocking over there, and I saw him like going to make a block, so I was kind of trying to follow that. And then you got 12 coming off the block, and they were going to block the safety, and that could have been a huge run if not for that arm. Let's come out and dive again.
Let's go.
Alright. Now we don't have a lot of overhang defenders to the right, so we would love to run stretch against this. Let's go into more passing plays though. Let me run tight end spot one more time. Let me see if I can hit another guy. Our first read, we see this wide 9, so they're in a 1 high, so you are assuming cover 3. You see the safeties to the left over the receiver. You got the linebacker right there, so he's probably going to be in the high flats. I don't know if he's going to be able to get out to Cohen, so let's watch. This is a weird defense. You probably won't see this much, but Oh, they were in man. So they end up being in man, which you get with 1 high. And in this case, right when you see man, you'll see all the linebackers literally run to the right because they're all covering the tight ends and the running backs, and that's where everybody's going. Against zone, they'll just drop back, or they'll drop back, or to the right, back to the left, whatever. But this, you'll see they stand up and run kind of forward and to the right. They just all sprint. You want to watch Cohen right away, what kind of release he gets. He kind of sneaks through the middle, gets held up and stumbles. So you're like, oh, alright, I'm not throwing that. And then right after that, you want to look at the corner route. And then literally right as you look at the corner route, he's making his break. And you kind of anticipate that and you throw a loft. I don't like throwing... Actually, I threw it late, so I had to throw a bullet, but I wasn't watching the play happen in slow motion either. I kind of decided right here. I was like, yeah. And you can see actually how I moved my drop. I don't know why I do that, but it's kind of like natural. Like after the first read, you assume there might be some pressure, so I kind of like want to move with my line a little. I kind of peek at my line, I guess, after my first read. But that's kind of what I did. I was like, oh, he's not covered. Let me move a little. Bang. Just in case there's random pressure. It's something that's always kind of gave me a little extra second. Like you get to the top of your drop, everybody's approaching that spot, and then kind of move just a little bit, and then set your feet. Let's reset the ball. Boom, 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 boom. What are we at, the 50, 45? Alright, let's run curl post drag. So I only do I do 2 hot routes, I'm sorry. I do circle on the drag again, and then Cohen on a swing. Our first read is we want to watch the guy labeled as the Mike. We want to watch his drop, or if he blitzes, whatever. Our hot read is going to be Robinson or Burton, usually Robinson, because Burton gets jammed up and then he goes over, and it's kind of tough to throw that pass, but we want to watch the depth of the Mike linebacker. He's going to get in the way of that post route to Gabriel, and Gabriel gets open against cover 2 and cover 3. He gets under the cover 3 safety because he kind of takes a while to run it, so the safety drops to like the 35 by then, and so it's a nice post route. So we want to watch the depth of the Mike, and if he drops right away, if he drops to the other 45 right away, we don't want to throw the post route, and we start looking. Our next reads are Robinson and Burton, and then keep an eye on like the flat defender to the right, because if everybody just drops straight back, like Cohen's good for, you can hit him late and run up the field for like 5-10 yards, and Burton sometimes opens up over there on the left side of the field where the 50 marker is. You'll see. And sometimes cover 2 Miller's open if the flat defender plays like real hard. So let's see what opens up. Let's watch the Mike. Stays there, and then you get Gabriel. So let's watch that. Let's watch who opened up. Alright, my first read really is the safeties. I want to see if they split or if they rotate. Sometimes if they rotate, if that free safety ends up being a robber, you can't throw that post at all. He just like sits there. So you want to watch that actually as your first read. I just kind of assumed they were going to split. And right off the bat they split, and then you see that linebacker just kind of stays right there. You don't know, maybe he's spying or if he's manned up to Cohen, and then you just kind of watch everybody else. The other linebackers just kind of stay over that way, and then you see it's cover 2, but like people follow it. Everybody gets followed. But the middle was open on the post route because you see the safety just drops way too far. And the cornerback, like, he just plays it weird. Also, Zach Miller from the tight end spot. You can see him on his drag is wide open. Cohen's open to the right. There's a lot of running room. There's 2 blockers over there. So anything's good on that. Let's run it again. Same exact right here. One thing you can do sometimes, you can switch it up and send Robinson on out, and that opens up Burton over the middle. But I don't like to do it too much. I always usually just keep it like this. So watch the safeties, then the middle linebacker. The middle linebacker is probably going to drop deep on this, and we're probably going to hit someone else. Oh, he stays up again. It's weird. And I felt the pressure, so I know I can, like, right at the break, I can throw it. Let me show you. He kind of came hard off the edge, but middle linebacker comes up again, so you know you're going to be able to throw the post route unless, like, he's lurking. That's another problem. What was this blitz? Oh, that was a corner blitz? Okay. Either way, that was random, but it helped. Who was open? I guess he was the only one open. The tight end, he was covered. The drag was open right away, but you don't want to throw it because Deion Jones is right there, and he just lurks shit. And there's not like a high ceiling for that run after catch. That's not something we want to look at, especially because they're not blitzing, so everybody's back there anyways. Let's see what we got again. So this, if you get this look, run the stretch. What can we run against this? If you want to throw the ball, you can. This is a weird look where it might be man, it might be cover 2. So I'm gonna run the safe route and just run him on the streak, and then I'm gonna do the flat defenders that guy that's standing up, unless he blitzes and they're probably in man. I don't know, but read him. He kind of stands there. Yeah, they're in man. I could have thrown the tight end, but he was so open, I can't not throw that. Let's run wide receiver corners now. Now I've run each one a couple times. Actually, let's run wide receiver crossings as 1 high, since we have it. We've ran sail. Everybody knows how to run the sail concept anyway, so don't have to go over that too much. Let's go over this levels again. We want to read the mic right there and his depth. And we also kind of want to keep an eye on the other depth, just because we want to see if we can throw that drag route after our second read. Let's see. He kind of stays. He's blitzing, and in this case, I'm just gonna dump it off. Wasn't sure if I would be able to throw that post route because there were some guys like lurking down. Yeah, he comes down, but like 27, he's kind of playing that weird. Like, it was going to be open, but I also knew there were guys coming. I'll just dump it off and be safe. And, I mean, I still got 10 yards, but I could have thrown the post route. Just, he ended up picking up the blitz, so that was okay. Let's run it again. We got another 1 high look where they might be blitzing. Oh, he came in fast. Okay. Oh, here's where we can run this again. Tight end spot. He came down, so we could have thrown that that corner out. I'll show you. This is what you really want to look for. I wasn't looking for it. I just wanted to throw the drag route. But watch those guys over there. They kind of stay. They only drop a little, and then you can tell that Deion Jones is covering. But Deion Jones is so fast, I don't want to throw a corner out against Deion Jones either. Let's run double corner now. This is the money play. So your first hot route is Gabriel to the streak. You want to have Burton on the drag, and then you can keep Miller on that. Sometimes against like cover 1 and cover 2, he opens up. But I like having him either on a slant across. He gets either open over the middle or above the 50. Or I have him run a smart route in if it's between like 6 and 13 yards. I don't want it too deep. I mean, 15 yards is fine just because the safety's going to ran off anyway. So, I mean, you can kind of have him do a deep in wherever you want, and it still works. But your first read is going to be, there's a lot of defenders on the left, so I don't know how this is going to work that well, but I want to show this play anyways. We're reading the flat defender to the left. Our first read is going to be Burton. We want to hit Burton every single time because he can pick us up 7, 10, 20 yards. After that, we really want to hit Gabriel on that corner route. It's weird, it breaks at like 20 yards. It gets over all the purple zones, and unless they drop. In that case, you throw them to Burton anyways. But let's see. Alright, everybody blitzes. I don't know why I didn't throw over the linebacker on that one. But alright, this will probably work now because they're not sending a blitz, and there's only one defender over there, so I'll be able to show it to you. Well, let's look for the flat defender. It's either going to be the outside linebacker or it's going to be that corner. So we're going to watch their depth, and we want to hit this drag right now. He's got to make that throw. Also, the guy was kind of coming around. He was on a wide 9. So I figured I wasn't going to have enough time to throw the corner out. But watch what I'm looking for. You want to look for the drag route after here. And you see, alright, all those defenders back there are dropping to the 40. So you're like, alright, I'm probably not going to be able to throw this corner out unless I have 2 more seconds, which I didn't think I was going to have 2 more seconds, so I threw this drag. And he just missed it. But as you can see, that corner is breaking right there after like 1.5 seconds. And I would have been able to throw this corner out and lead it to the sidelines if you look above, but we'll try and see it again. Alright, we'll probably be able to do it against I'm gonna wide 9 again. It's so annoying. Alright, whatever. Let's try and get it to Gabriel. Oh, nope. Cover 1. If he burns the corner, which he didn't have a good matchup, take the drag every time against Madden. We might have another high defender on this one, or a blitz, so we might not be able to hit the corner. Yeah, they blitz. Why do you throw a shitty ball like that? But, like, you can hit that in route over that linebacker, or you can hit the drag route. That was just like a weird blitz. Nobody's gonna run that blitz, honestly. It's just dumb. Also, it's like having 4 defenders over there, you don't want to run it. You want to run it when you got 3 defenders. See, you got the safety, the corner, and that's actually another corner. So you're probably going to get man or cover 2 or something, but you only want to do it when you got 3 defenders over there. So watch them drop, there's the drag route. And you saw the corner drop to like 20 yards, so you didn't want to run the corner route. The dig was open on that. Let's run it again. I want to be able to hit this corner out, but like, see this drag route? It picks up 7 yards easily, like every time. It's just like always open. And then over the middle, like the little delayed route, that's open a lot. Especially when you got a user guy that starts usering on that drag route. You kind of hit Cohen. I could have thrown that corner out because they were in man, but again, it was like not a good matchup with Trufant and Allen Robinson. I know Trufant's fast. Alright, here's a perfect not going to get a heavy rush. So you're going to be able to roll left a little. And then he just kind of breaks. I was trying to throw the deep route, but I should have just thrown the drag. Let's just try and get it. They're just like dropping on everything. I should have aggressive catch, but I just wanted to like run. Yeah, they're sending like weird blitzes. You're not gonna get a cornerback blitz ever. Here we go. They're running all these fucking blitzes. There we go. There's the corner route though. If you can complete it, he should complete it. But you see how that opens up. Here we go. We got some time. There's the corner route. And you see, even if that drag route's open sometimes, like once that drag gets all the way like to the numbers, that flat defender comes down. Even if he drops, you see him drop, and you're like, you want to throw the drag, but like sometimes if they only send 4 like this and you got really good protection, you say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna try and wait for this corner route anyways. And as you see, he opens up a little bit because that outside linebacker you see standing on the 40-yard line, he widens out. Just a second ago he was on the 40, and now he sees the drag come and he widens in front of the drag. So at this point, when you look at that middle linebacker, that's probably going to be the user guy. At this point, he's probably going to jump on the 50-yard line where the drag is, and if he doesn't, or if he does, you can hit that tight end across the middle. But we got what we wanted, and we can still throw this right now, right at this break. And that is how many? That's 10. Yeah, that's 17 yards downfield. And then with the catch and run, you get 20, 25. You hope for like better throws, but I got Trubisky. Against this look, you got 3 defenders over there plus a safety, so that kind of counts as 4. You don't want to run the play that way. Let's run another audible. It's just to the left. I use this a lot. Singleback wing slot, PA boot. This is nice when you're running stretch a lot. I just have Burton run a slant because he gets to that middle level. And then your first read is going to be Miller. Watch. He just gets open, and then you got Burton as the lead blocker on that slant, which is great. Instead of him running that weird, I think he was running like an in, but now you got him as a lead blocker. Let's see. Your first read right here, you're counting the guys in the box. You got 1 high, so you probably got 7 in the box. You got 4 to the left, and you got 3 to the right, plus a cornerback. So run stretch all day. Or if you want to throw it, run tight end spot against the zone. And you don't really have a hard flat defender at all right now. So Cohen's probably going to be wide open. And he ends up getting open just a little later. You could have thrown the corner route, but I think the corner route got jammed up. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention is have Burton run a smart route. If he is between 7 and 12 yards, have him run a smart route corner, because that will open up Cohen even more, just because he's going deeper. And if the flat defender stays like 7 yards, he gets that extra 2 yards in his route, where you can still throw the corner out if you have enough time. So let's run this again. Watch the flats. It's open. Could have waited for the corner route, but pressure's kind of coming, so you just want to you want to hit that first read, because no matter what, like, he still has the potential to break it. Here's his cover 0-1. The middle linebacker came, and so in that case the safety was covering the tight end, and you didn't want to throw it. Run stretch against this. Let's run. What else can we run? Oh, let me pick a new play. could just press the middle button. One more play. Wing stack. You can run smash, actually. Smash is not bad. I don't run it too much as I should, but what you can do is streak square, which is that weird hitch route. Actually, that's not a bad route. I kind of do like that. No, I don't run it enough, so we're not going to go over it. Alright, this is one of my favorite plays. I like running this on like 2nd and long or something where I need some yards and they don't expect this. It's almost like a screen pass in the way that like you get your blocking. So I drag Miller and then that's all. If I got too high, sometimes I'm gonna peek at Gabriel on that post route, and 0 high also. You can lob it, but 1 high it's usually not gonna do anything unless the safety like screams up. So my first read is gonna be Cohen and Miller, and then if they get pressed hard in the flats, Robinson's probably gonna be open over the top. So let's watch. There's triangle. They ran man, so if I have a good matchup in the slot, I'm going to throw that weird route. He's getting covered by Trufant, so I didn't want to throw it. Let's watch this again. Triangle's wide open, and something you get your blocker, you make a move, you get 10 yards. It's easy. Easy pickings. Here you get too high. You can't throw the... I want to throw it anyway just because I waited too long. But if you get too high, you want to read that middle linebacker first. And, watch this. There's your triangle. He's got to get out there, but it's still 6-7 yards. That's what you want. If it's 2nd and 14, you want 7-8 yards. Everyone got jammed up. That does happen on occasion. Like, if you're running the ball and everything, it probably won't happen, but we're just like, we're running these against random. Like, he's just blitzing, and usually I'm just running to run it. Some of these looks I wouldn't run it against at all. I'm gonna try and open up that throw right there. I just keep dropping though, it's annoying. There's the square. See, everybody came up in the safety split, so you want to peek at that. This might be the invert cover too. You might be able to hit against this, or just a double safety blitz, whatever. But that's a nice route, especially if you got a fast guy like Gabriel. Watch that flats. They play it hard, so we can like lob it if you got a good quarterback, or you can bullet it. It doesn't matter. That's how he lobs it sometimes. Even if you make a bad read and throw that, sometimes if you got a good wide receiver, you can still make up for it. Here's this against cover 0. Sometimes you don't want to throw it that early, but if they're blitzing against cover 0, you just want to get the ball out. What else can we run? Let's run curled flat drag again. Let's look for, they drop. Here we can hit the corner route against cover 1. That's another thing to look for, is that corner route. Let's run it again. This one you might have cover 1, cover 2, something like that. You got the corner route on the right. You can always peek at that when you have like weird, no overhangs. Let's try and run this one now with Miller running that slant. There's the drag, wide open, and you get a blocker sometimes too with that. That's also a good thing. That's sometimes what I run more than the dig, just because I can get that extra blocker over there. This isn't even, I didn't make my right hot route, so I'm just gonna throw it away. So let's run wide receiver corner. And ooh, wow. That's why I don't like throwing against man if I don't have a good matchup. I should have just thrown the drag, but I just wanted to see if I could throw the corner out just to kind of show you that you can't throw it. There's the blocker also. That's really nice to get when you run that slant. If you know you got man again, have Miller stay over there. He's got a good matchup. You got the corner on him, so you don't want him. He's not going to beat him on a corner route. I got blitz here. You got a nice matchup on the corner route. You can throw it early, throw it late, whatever. And you got cover 0 again. And a good look on the drag. There you go. Take the drag, take your 6 yards. Let me run a couple more fronts with what I want to run. That's kind of it. I'm gonna tight end spot. Belly weak. You can run it at your leisure. 4 verts. I don't run it. I probably should look into running it because those are weird kind of fade routes. If I find something with it, I'll make another video. Curl flat, I don't use it. You don't need any of those routes. Smash, I'll probably, if I make another video, it'll be smash and 4 verts, a little add-on maybe. PA double shot, I might add that into it, but that like deep cross route, sometimes you want to throw it right after that break, and like he's not looking and he doesn't react and you throw picks sometimes. So it's not like worth it. I don't know, it might be worth it. Maybe I'll add that into it. And then maybe I'll make a video for wing slot. I've been working on that, and I've been working on a slot. And also Singleback Wing. I like these 2 tight ends. Kinda. This has got, I do like this one because it's got Z spot. You can make, you can do the sail concept out of it. I don't like that it's with the tight end, but it's still the same thing. It's still a great concept. Toss crack. It's got a nice toss out of it. Spacing's a great play. Close PA cross is a really, really great play. Close PA sail. Kind of the same thing. You can just have that blue route be your flat route. The drag wheel is an okay play because you have that. I mean, you can hit him on the drag. You can hit that guy on the cross. Tight end attack is a good play actually too. And they got stretch. They got zone split. So that's actually a really good formation, and it looks a lot like a slot too. No, maybe it doesn't. But I like a slot because it's got the naked side. It's just got the one guy to the right, and you got trips concepts too that you can kind of build in if you want to hot route things. It's got all your favorite crossing route plays. It's got PA scissors, flood. It's got stretch. It's got the boot. I like the boot off the stretch. Post wheel shell is nice because it's got that slant and sit. Curl flat has that too. You can hot route some stuff, but I prefer getting like those weird routes. Slice U cross is decent too, actually. That dig is at like 15 or 17. And post Y cross is okay. And dagger U cross is the one though. I'm gonna make another video with that, but who knows? I gotta get like a little more reps with that. I really like these 2 tight end. I could even run Singleback Wing pair. Let me see what's in this. I haven't really looked at it. They got tight end attack. They got halfback stretch, which is nice. Wait, this isn't 3 tight ends, is it? No. It is 3 tight ends. No, I don't want to run that. No, man, I lied. I'm sorry. But yeah, a deuce close. The deuce close sucks. So I run a little wing slot, a couple hot routes, wing stacks, my main shit. Singleback bunch. I run spacing switch, slash, Z spot, 4 verts, Y trail, and quick pitch and spacing. Singleback doubles. I don't really like singleback doubles. Y trips. I'm sure I haven't really looked at it either. Wow, there's some decent stuff. Salem's decent because you got the flat route, but I really like the flat routes to the running back. They open up so much shit because it's like you gotta worry about it, especially if you got a good running back, because it's just an extension to a running game. That's all it is. And that's what you really want to kind of do with your passing game, because it makes playing defense really annoying. If you always got to worry about runs up the middle and then flats, because that's kind of my philosophy, is kind of pound it up the middle, run that stretch when they're stacking the middle. They give you a good look, hit the flats, pound it, trying to hit those corner routes, bang it with play action. So you'll see. Thanks for watching.